I forgot how to do this. Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to the weekly recap. It's been almost 3 years. Daniel's still in the military, so I guess it's been less than 3 years.
No, it's actually I'm coming up on my fourth year in November.
Wow, that's impressive. So,
It's been it flies by.
well, we wanted to do this pretty spontaneously. I'm a 0 to 100 kind of guy, so we basically put this together. I have no idea. We have no agenda. It's currently the middle of week 4. I have absolutely no
It's
idea what.
somewhat of a sorry. It's somewhat of a quarterly recap since we're about like maybe like a quarter of the way through the season.
So we're gonna call this a quarterly recap. Quarterly cap. There's no catchy way of saying that. So anyway, Daniel, you can lead the agenda. I don't know what you wanted to talk about. I,
Just the overall status of the league and where we're at with the standings and whose team is a contender and whose team is a Steven or Marcus team.
what is? I don't understand why you had to put my name into
I'm just saying you're 0-3.
it. maybe 1-4 after this. So 1-3. Sorry,
Yeah.
I can math.
Sorry about that. All right. So you have your league pulled up.
Yeah.
So this week
Oh,
was
you know
there's really no interesting matchups, but overall, like just looking at the league standings and everything like that,
that. Mm-hmm.
it looks like, uh, honestly, Adam and I and Joe have some pretty solid teams,
Mm-hmm.
and Sean has a really fragile team.
Okay. So go on with that. Sorry. Well, I mean, Adam is interesting that you say that because I've always thought that Adam's team was really good. I mean, he's been doing consistently good for the last 3 weeks. I think this is his first egg, really. Oh my gosh, 50.
Honestly, Adam's been doing good for the last decade.
He was second to last year.
Well, I'm just saying he's consistently always has a good team, just
Mm-hmm.
not last year.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's got the better
Where's
magazines than you do, Dan. It's probably because he went to the digital and you're still ordering paper.
All right. I'm trying to go to the standings so I can see where everybody's at.
Do you want me to? You can
But
also.
I'm actually
I forgot you're on your phone. Go ahead.
I was actually super nervous playing him this week
Mm-hmm.
because it looked like he had the better matchups, and and Cam caught the COVID, so I had to put in a Burrow who only scored me 15 points. But
Yeah.
looking back on the draft, I did not want to draft Amari Cooper or Dalvin Cook, and they actually came out to be two of the best picks that I've ever made.
Hello. Yeah, Dalvin Cook's really good. Which is kind of interesting considering how I think hit or miss Kirk Cousins has been. I've been
Okay.
I've been learning something at least when it comes to running backs that it's so important to have a good quarterback. A good running back will have at least a decent quarterback that can carry the team when needed. So
Oh yeah, I've been watching like the Bengals play. Like I think that Mixon's super talented, but he cannot score from the 1 yard line.
I
And I
know,
if
dude.
I
I saw that.
I'm saying it's every week he gets stopped at the 1 yard line.
Okay, that was the first week
That's
that I saw him, and then I was, obviously I was a little bit vindictive, or I was a little bit satisfied, when they did run it twice, and he got really close on the second time, but then they tried to do that play action to the tight end, I think, and then he threw an interception. So I was a little satisfied at that they didn't try a third time to just run it in, but
they've been trying for 4 weeks to run it in
I
from the
know
1 yard line, and it has not been working.
he's been averaging like. I can look it up actually. To me, like just from my experience, it feels like he's been averaging like 2 yards a carry the last. Yeah, 3.6, 2.9, 2.9. He's been horrible, like in terms of carries. And then the other thing that made me mad is the fact that they would put Geo in, especially early on in the first couple of weeks, when it was like third and long or like third and medium. And so, at least Mixon's supposed to have. I mean, he's supposed to be somewhat of a receiving back too.
He's a captain though. You got to remember that. So
Is he really?
he has that repertoire. Yeah, he's a captain. So
What?
he's been with the team for like what, like 6 years, something like that.
I guess that. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
he's like well respected. So he's gonna get his.
I'm starting to remember the format of what we used to do, Dan. We used to talk about overall our general thoughts about the league, and then kind of do that, and then we would go week by week. I mean, we'd go team by team, and then we'd talk about it. I remember now.
Yeah. Overall, I think. I mean, the rankings are actually pretty accurate. Like, usually there's always like that one team that just always had a bad matchup, or that one team that always had like good matchups.
Yeah.
Like, but overall, looking at this, it doesn't look like we have that this year.
There was
Too
one.
bad.
Go ahead. Tell me. Go keep going though. But I think I'll get back to it.
Oh, who's the one?
So if you look at Jason, Jason's the opposite of, I guess, what you were talking about. Where, I mean,
Oh, okay.
he has a pretty average team, but his points against are so far below everyone else's.
But he's putting up 350. He's a. It looks like he's like.
I just can't sort it, unfortunately.
Actually, no, he's middle of the pack team,
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just
and
like,
he's undefeated.
but we'll see. Well, it's too early on, but like, let's see if that trend continues to where he's kind of like, consistently average, but he's in the top couple seeds because of who he's playing against. I mean, this week it looks like it's not, his luck has run out. So
Yeah, I take that back. He's like the six. It's all about consistency though, because like, and if you put up like 150 points one week and then put up like 90 every week, like it's gonna throw off your points for.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I think for the most part, what you said there is really accurate. Like, my team is a perfect example of that. Except, I'll talk about my team
Your
later,
team's
but
not good.
I disagree. But I will say my team is a perfect example of that, where I've had a pretty light, season so far, but my team is just so bad that I can't win anything. So, like, I think my points against are one of the lowest besides Jason's. So. But I've just, haven't even broken 300. So.
You hate to see it.
I hate to see it. But yeah, like I said, this week I think I'll win. We'll see. The Colts defense just got scored on, so that's looking better for me. I don't know.
It looks like you got like a 30-point lead.
Yeah,
That
but
you're finally gonna have your first victory.
I don't know, man. He has Miles Sanders and Calvin Ridley, and Calvin Ridley's been averaging like 20 points a game.
Yeah, but you used your second round. You still got your second round draft pick, Pat Mahomes.
I know. I was so upset last week because he had the game. He went off, and I couldn't do anything. I still couldn't do anything.
Still scored below 90.
Yeah.
He put up like 40.
Yeah, he put up half my points almost. So.
That's why you never draft a quarterback in the first 3 rounds.
Well, no, I think.
First 2 rounds.
I think it's still gonna pay off because the bigger reason why I lost, I think, was the fact that John Brown got hurt, and so since he got hurt, I'm not saying that I would have won, but it would have just been it would have been a closer.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have gotten the 8 points that I needed.
Yeah, because Josh Allen's having a hell of a season.
Yeah.
He's on the Bills, right?
Yeah. He's the second.
Josh Allen's having a hell of a season.
Yeah, I think he's the second. Stephon Diggs is having a crazy season.
Stephon Diggs his number 2 receiver always has a good year. I'm talking about Thielen. I know a lot of people like to argue if he was number 1 or number 2, but Diggs was definitely number 1. He got more attention.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Stephon Diggs he has an insane amount of targets for the most part, except last week, I guess. But anyway, yeah, Josh Allen's killing it, and Adam has Josh Allen, so
I have him in my other league. So I'm actually really happy with that. I wanted him in this league, but I believe Adam drafted him right before I can get him. Yeah. So I had to settle with Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Who hasn't been great, but not terrible.
I mean, Josh Allen's a great example of, having the number 2 QB and not having to draft him in the second round.
We always make jokes about Lamar Jackson being a running back.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen's more of a running back than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
The man...
Go ahead.
He'll truck a linebacker.
That's so funny. I'm curious to see after this week. I don't know. We'll see. We always try to be. You never know what's going to happen until the end of the season. Steven made it to the championship round and lost as he usually does last year after starting 0-5, and so I never know how the season's going to turn out. But I'm always wondering. Am I going to regret the fact that I picked up Joe Mixon after this week? It's a little different. He has a 40-point week. Week. And I feel a little bit better about it. So
right after I was talking trash about him in the group chat.
That's all right.
He puts up like 3 touchdowns.
I was so happy, especially because I don't have any running backs. I mean, Elko got hurt, but Josh Kelly didn't do anything even after he got hurt. So I don't understand. He still split it. He's still big yet. Anyway, my athletic Santa, he was killing it. Finally, back to normal.
Who's that?
Adam Thielen. Alex.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
Adam. He kind of looks like Santa, younger version.
I'm
I switched out Chark. I was thinking Chark
never,
or
never
Sanders.
believe in baby Chark.
But I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny because of Kamara and Miles Sanders. So I wanted to put in a Saints receiver and a Eagles receiver. I don't know why. It was a pride thing.
Never trust the Eagles receivers. Last year they ended up having practice squad receivers catching the ball,
Well,
and Carson Wentz is clearly regressing.
yeah. Well, Greg Ward is essentially a practice receiver, so who's turned number one because three of their receivers are out this game, or two. I can't remember. So, yeah. Overall,
Luckily, you didn't eat Chark this week, but
you don't
congrats on your first win.
you don't know, Daniel. I'm still actually not convinced. So, like I said, Miles Sanders and Ridley can both put up 20 points easily, which means that I would need 20 to 30 points, which maybe Mahomes could get that, but
You
still,
need 20 points
man,
to put this game out of reach.
we'll see. We'll see. I'll be satisfied at the end of the day. So
But looking at your team, it looks like you got like a bunch of number two options. Like if you had a couple of studs in place, you'd have a better team. But you wasted that opportunity on Pat Mahomes instead.
LOL. No, I really so this is where I thought so like I mean the way it's looking at it right now, and this is what I was talking about last week is that I still feel like I have a really good team. Patrick Mahomes obviously is doing well. Joe Mixon, if he can do this, there's a lot of ifs of course, but I'm talking about the ceiling of Joe Mixon is obviously very high. Josh Kelly, my RB2 is just trash, but I like ever since Fournette got cut, I figured that I was gonna have another trash RB2. But all of the other like again, Thielen can put up 20, 30 point games. Mark Andrews can put up 20 point games. I have Julian Edelman who can put up 20 point games. John Brown and DJ Chark can either, they can put up like, they're like flex things. I have, in my opinion, a pretty good team that have just been underperforming consistently. And so that's my thought. Like they have higher ceilings than I would think most people on their teams have.
For whoever's listening to this, I'll sum up to basically what Marcus just said.
Okay.
I can win games if I score more points than my opponent, but my team isn't good enough to score more points than my opponent.
They have the potential, is what I'm saying. So other teams are. Let's see if I can pick a random team like Steve.
Look at your opponent this week. How about that?
I was gonna look at Steve. That's fine.
His team is bad.
So no, I mean, but his team is good. His team is another example of a great team. Miles Sanders, Deshaun Watson, Alvin Kamara. I don't know about Crowder, but I think Crowder's pretty.
Wait, this man has Alvin Kamara and he's 0-3.
He's 2-1.
Steve?
Oh no! Sorry, I was looking at my opponent. I honestly don't remember who
sorry.
team username already taken is. I think it's Foster.
Don't know that guy.
So, but like looking at his team, I would say the exact same thing. He has a really good team with a large upside, but they just kind of fell flat today. Let's look at Steve's team. I've never seen that before. Click on it.
Man, actually, your opponent has a really good team.
Yeah, and so,
Like,
but
a really good team.
And so, but like, look at Steve. Like, Steve is starting Frank Gore and Henderson, although Henderson's kind of on the up and up, right? So at least he doesn't necessarily have. I don't feel like he has an RB1, like potential. Like, will Frank Gore ever put up 30 points? I mean, I don't think so. I would never bet on it. Henderson's
Maybe
put up
30 yards.
Yeah, Henderson had a couple of good weeks, but I really feel like he was just kind of. I don't know. Maybe he will be. Maybe he's just not proven yet. Again, I just think that is Cam Akers is out, but also I just feel like he's just the goal line back, and that was just the case.
I will point something out about the Rams. It looks like they're following I mean, I'm sure you heard about it, like how Sean McVay copied some stuff from the Ravens, but it does look like they're moving away from like having Todd Gurley being the guy for like 2.5 seasons, letting him get injured and move on. Now it looks like they're kind of trying to do that three-headed monster.
Yeah.
So there's not really any like single one back leading the backfield. None of them are good enough to do it anyways.
So yeah, I would Yeah, I mean, like Steve is kind of, I would say for most of Steve's team. No, I would say like except for two or three, which is important. Having two or three people that don't have those high ceilings, it's not good. Like his wide receiver two, I don't think is, or let's just say his flex, because Odell Beckham should have been his two. Um, yeah, I just think that having two people where like they don't really have that much of potential is game changing. Like most of the games, you can have maybe one position. I feel like you can have maybe one position where um, it's going like you can kind of give leeway. Like you don't know, maybe they give you 10 points, maybe they'll give you none. But the other ones you should have those positions that have a high potential to give you that 10 to 20 point
Yeah,
range,
I
and
see what you mean.
then you should have that one person, which is why I went with Patrick Mahomes, to be able to be that superstar on any given week and basically take up the position of two. Um, and so I just felt like my team, for whatever the reason, just never kind of reached that potential, or they did, and then I just was a bad coach. So, which happens
I
sometimes.
understand what you're saying, but I think you picked the wrong position for that
Maybe.
to be your floor
Maybe.
because like Steve's team, he doesn't like you want either a good running back core or a good receiver core.
Mm-hmm.
Running back or receiver heavy. You don't focus on the other positions. Like in the early rounds of the draft is what I mean. Like those
Yeah, I agree.
the first 3 rounds make your playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. Um, but yeah, like I'm just looking through my history of just obviously, and I don't want to play what ifs, but my team has the potential like to be a consistent 100 plus team, 110, 120 plus team, and I'm okay with that. I just think that the first 3 weeks,
That wins games.
I just think the first 3 weeks are pretty rough. And then again, me being a bad coach, but you can't really, I don't know if you can predict for that. So, but the potential's there, and I'm just, I'm trying not to freak out, just sitting on what I know, and if I win this week, I'll be excited. So, I just don't want to be last. That's my goal every season, is not to be last. So,
I will say this about Steve's team. Looking at it, he has Le'Veon Bell, Marvin Jones, AJ Green,
uh-huh.
Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Odell Beckham. If he had this team like 2 or 3 years ago, he
Yeah.
would have won the championship.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. For sure. Yeah, Steve's team's a little late. Yeah, Frank Gore too. I don't know if you mentioned him.
oh, Frank, yeah, he would have been all right. He would have been serviceable.
Yeah. So,
He would have won a championship 3 years ago.
that's so funny. But yeah, for Adam's team, I think Adam's team is great. He did great. I just think this week was a dud for him. For your team, I think it was. I think it's a great thing. Who was your quarterback, Cam? Yeah. Then yeah.
Yeah.
I think you did great. Yeah, you have a great team. I mean,
I went with Cam because of Belichick. I have faith in Belichick. I don't. It's not so much I have faith in Cam. I think he's a very talented athlete, but I feel like Belichick would know how to use him properly, and he has been.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I think y'all, like you said, y'all are deserving to be at the top. It's just a really good team. Sean's team's really good. Sean's team has a huge upside, dude. It's crazy.
My biggest upset with my team, though, is I have no second running back. I'm rostering Adrian Peterson, Fournette, and Lindsey. Lindsey hasn't even played a snap since week 1. He's been out. I still feel like Melvin Gordon is going to take over. So my number 2 receiver, or my number 2 running back, is like, it's big time week.
Yeah.
Same with my number 3 receivers. Cooper and Allen are solid, but Ty is not getting any love from Phillip Rivers. Super frustrating. But yeah.
Felipe.
Sean's
He likes
team-
tight ends, baby.
Huh?
I said he likes
Sean
tight
does?
ends.
Yeah.
No, Phillip Rivers.
Is he Catholic? He has like 10 kids.
That's so funny. I was looking through this right now. I think username already taken, which is Forrester, is the only one, maybe RJ actually, that has an actual RB1 and an RB2.
But what does his receivers look like?
For username already taken, Forrester is Jameson Crowder and Will Fuller, which is respectful. Calvin Ridley too. RJ has Traquan Smith, which I think he just got lucky on that pickup to this week.
Yeah, his name is Michael Thomas comes back, he's gonna go back to the Shadow Realm
Shadow
because Drew Brees. I dropped Drew Brees because I was watching the Saints game. I believe they had like a primetime game last week,
Uh-huh.
and I was watching this man. He literally did not throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field.
Yeah,
The
that was
majority
his
of the game.
average. I don't know if you knew that.
I dropped him this week because of that. I'm like, I can't have that. I don't care if he scores 18 points, which is his ceiling. I was like, I can't have that in my quarterback on my team.
Yeah, and Kamara is a freaking ridiculous. It's so crazy.
That's what I mean. Like, how do NFL teams be so bad? Like, you sit there and you watch film on Breeze, and he throws it 5 yards down the field. Mm-hmm. Just play everybody up, dare him to throw the ball.
Yeah.
How has he marched down the field with this little dump offs?
Especially with Michael Thomas out. We have a nice balance. I realize that. I don't know if that normally happens, but we have 3 no's, 3 0-3s. Let's look at oh dang, forgive me, I can't remember his name. Taylor.
I believe it's Taylor. Is he rookie?
Yeah, he's the third 0-3 team. So he's got Bradles, Zeke, Jonathan Taylor, Stephon Diggs.
I'm so glad I didn't get Taylor because I would have been starting him every week.
Jonathan Taylor?
Right. Frustrated, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a pretty... all right. Anyway, he also has a good team. Oh, yeah, and then Chubb got hurt, so Kareem Hunt.
Oh, no, never mind. Taylor's good. Hines is the one I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Corrected.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I think Taylor... I'm just looking at this now, especially with Chubb's out, if it's short term. He's Kareem Hunt. I think Taylor has the potential to do a lot better. Turn it around.
Yeah, if he actually starts Hunt.
If he actually, yeah.
He does have a solid team. I don't understand how he's 0-3.
Who mentioned it in the chat today about how he had never started Kareem Hunt? Or did somebody else?
I think it might have been Steve.
I don't remember. It's just funny. It doesn't look like Taylor's going to win this week either, which is sad. Oh,
he has a really good team too. Not with Brady. Brady's his weak part. But he got Elliott, Taylor.
Can't believe Diggs, he hasn't started Kareem Hunt this entire time.
He started Jimmy Graham, who can't run a route. If you watch Jimmy Graham, it's like watching a statue try to move across a football field. He's not fooling anybody, and he started that over Hooper.
Oh my gosh. Well, Hooper hasn't been doing well. Anyway, but yeah, like I can't believe he hasn't started Kareem Hunt this whole time. That can't be true. That just can't be
This sounds
true.
really bad, but I want RJ to have a really bad season.
Why is that?
Because of how much he brings up his championships.
I mean, wouldn't you be the same?
Exactly, yes. And wouldn't you be the same?
No. I just want my one.
Want me to have a bad season?
Oh, no. Maybe, yeah. I mean, maybe if I was more competitive. Like I said, my goal is just not to win last. I just want to win. The only reason why I want to win is so I finally can say I have a championship that y'all would legitimize. That's the only reason. I don't care about anything else.
I just want to win. I've been playing fantasy football for too long to not win a championship. Last year, I lost my championship by 2 yards in my other league.
That sucks.
Because I tried to get fancy with my lineup.
Everybody knows, Dan, that if it's not this league, it doesn't count.
Well, yes, I know. I'm just saying I played 2 leagues and I haven't won a championship.
And allegedly, actually, Daniel, if you want to put it on record, you can put it in as far as history, as far as this will be online. You can talk about how you should have won last year, or was it 2 years ago?
It was actually like 4 years ago.
Was that it? Anyway.
Whenever I left for the military, yeah.
Okay, you can put it on record though.
And I already put it in the group chat. I had the receipts and everything like that.
Yeah.
Screenshot.
Yeah. Are you not gonna put it on record in audio? I mean, you can just clear the air right now.
has 1.5 championships.
Okay.
I have the other 0.5.
Go on.
So, he sits on a throne of lies.
You're not gonna explain it?
I hope. I have explained it 100 times.
I'll explain it for Daniel, just so it's on the record.
I have the screenshots.
Daniel allegedly. So, I think this was the first round of the playoffs, and Daniel is, I don't remember, going off to basic or something.
Number 1 seed.
He's going away and he's not allowed to set his lineup, so he gives it to his friend. I don't remember who this friend's name is. We won't say it for the sake of his reputation. For the sake of his reputation, it will not be known. And Dan allegedly tells us that Josh never set his lineup in the way that he wanted to. I think, Daniel, you said that you sent him what you wanted to set him up as. I can't remember.
No, Josh had access to my lineup. It was logged in on his laptop, and then he sold
Oh,
his
he
laptop at a
couldn't.
pawn shop
Yeah, he
and
could.
didn't have the password anymore.
Because someone got hurt or something, and they couldn't change them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the guy lost access to Daniel's account.
And then the next week, I would have blown out the championship.
So Daniel lost because he played somebody that was hurt or out, and which then if he had replaced him, he would have won. And then in the following week of the championship, he would have, as he said, blown out the person who was playing.
Even if RJ set his best lineup, he wouldn't have won.
Even if he set his best lineup, so that's on record. Daniel has half a championship in his head. I'm just glad that we're kindred spirits on the fact of that we are technically champions, at least in our own minds.
UCF, University of Central Florida mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been an interesting fantasy season. Did you want to talk briefly about COVID and kind of what you think is going to happen there?
I think they're going to shorten the season down to 12 games and create a bubble. Kind of like how the NBA did.
What are your thoughts on how that would work? There's a little bit more people than the NBA for an NFL team.
It would work. I mean, it's not hard to find a place where you have. I mean, it's a little bit harder because football fields take up more space, but I mean, it's really not. There's football. You can go to any big city and have plenty access to good football fields, college level football fields.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't be too hard. But yeah, I do think that if it keeps on getting worse, because even though they are having cases, the cases aren't really spreading to more than 3 or 4 people at a time.
Yeah.
So the fact that the Raiders are actually playing right now gives me hope that they'll actually finish the season out.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that. Everything I see on Reddit, and it kind of makes sense on the surface level of why didn't they have contingency for this? Why didn't they plan for this? And I'm just gonna be completely honest. I don't think that they care. I've said this in the group chat. I genuinely don't think that the players care that much. I genuinely don't think that the organizations care that much. We're talking about professionals, but not only professionals in kind of one of the most, I don't want to say meanest, but one of the most aggressive sports ever. So you're talking about the macho of the macho people, of men, that are playing this game. And so when I look around living in the South, I see a lot of these men as they go around. They'll be compliant and then they'll wear masks when they have to be respectful. But for the most part, if I went over to their house, they just shake hands and act and have parties and act like COVID doesn't exist. And so I just think that's the general vibe and the mentality of everyone involved in the NFL. And I understand that people are like, oh, this should shut down. But if you think about a world or a culture like the NFL where everyone's like, I don't care if I get it. Do you care if you get it? They're like, no. What's the reason for them to shut down? Who's going to shut them down? And so that's kind of my thoughts along the lines. Maybe it does.
And the players won't.
Go ahead.
The players won't protest because they care about game checks, which is understandable. That's their income. But
yeah. And
overall,
good.
Players care more about game checks, and it's shown every year that they have to renegotiate their the national players the contract, the CBA contract.
Yeah.
Every year always comes down to game checks. How can we get more game checks? And that's why they're agreeing to extend the seasons, have more playoff teams. It's all about the game checks.
Yeah, which is so funny. Actually, I just realized even Cowboys have a greater hope because of the 7th playoff seed. So.
No, you have to. Y'all's only chance to make the playoffs is win the division. Nobody from that division is making the playoffs. Wild card.
I know. You never know, dude. So
I'm gonna spend 6-8-1 teams to the playoffs.
I don't know. So yeah, no, it's really interesting. I think a lot of it comes down to the money. I read a headline about Jerry Jones wanting to have super strict COVID policies, and not necessarily COVID policies, but enforcement of the COVID policies. And part of it, you'd think that he'd care about the players, but the other part of it, I think a bigger part of it is just the fact that he wants to make money. and if the season shuts down, or even if there's limited games, he's not making enough money, or as money as maybe he wants to, or what he needs to, in fact. There was another thing, although I try to be respectful as I can, especially because this is on the record, but when in the first round of the NBA playoffs this year, they had the whole thing with the Black Lives Matters movement, which I respected, and I thought it was a great thing that they did to walk out on that. And I genuinely believe that if money wasn't a significant part of it, not that it was the only part of it, but if money wasn't a significant part of it, and the fact that maybe they'd lose their jobs or there'd be bigger repercussions for this, I genuinely think that they would have continued to protest the NBA playoffs. But because money is such a big thing, a part of it, I really feel like whether they were strong armed or not, they were basically had to force their hand to continue playing. And I think it's the same thing that's going to happen here. Obviously, less significant because they were talking about social justice and I think a bigger cultural problem versus just continuing to play it in a sport. But as you kind of said, money is what is going to continue to drive these players to play and the game to go on. So
money talks.
And it walks, or at least it makes people walk.
So my bold prediction, though,
I forgot.
Comeback player of the year.
This is my favorite part.
The Stephen Reyes of the year.
Is that what we're gonna call it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought of this real quick. The Stephen Reyes of the year is definitely going to be. Where's he at?
Please say me.
Here's one of the teams we talked about.
I'm right here.
Me. No, me. The rookie, was it?
Oh, Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, Taylor. There you go. You have.
This team's really good.
You have Dan's prediction. Whether this is our first of 4 weekly recaps, or quarterly recaps, or whether this is our only one. Taylor, you now have the crown.
The pretender of the year is RJ. That's all from me. That's all from me. The salt is real.
It's a little biased. So I think that for me the pretender would be Jason. I just don't think he's gonna be able to keep up with it. I mean, he's pretty average, but yeah. Well, I mean, one last look at this team. With Nick Chubb's hurt, Devontae Adams though. He's got Russell though. Oh, he's got Russell. I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know who the pretender would be. I don't know if there are any. And yeah, I think Steve's team's just gonna keep being bad. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. Just with that running back combo, and then you've got 2 or 3 kind of old and busted guys. I just don't know. I mean, I think Steve can average like 100 points a game, but I just don't think that's going to get him to the playoffs.
110, 115 per win.
Yeah. So, but I mean, my team as well, maybe. I am thoroughly confident in my team, but as the last 3 weeks have shown, high ceiling, low floor. So, maybe mine as well.
That being said, I'll see you when I see you.
Okay. Dan is signing off. Thanks for joining this short and revived version of the recap. We will see y'all next time.